Hello and welcome back to Creeper World 4. So today I decided that, I wanted to go through a unique little game mode here. It's called Cursor 01 Welcome, and of course, what the main gimmick here is you're only playing with the cursor, so either way, let's continue. Welcome to the world of cursors. Here, all terrain covered with anti-creeper will create anti-creeper at your pointer/cursor. Reclaim all to win. Of course, I have played this before. I've played the second one as well, but I'll be going through the first one. Just restart it real quick. Of course, before I start anywhere else, we have to read some stuff. Welcome to the Cursor series. Your pointer creates anti-creeper. The amount increases as more tiles get covered in anti-creeper. However, the pointer/cursor can't create anti-creeper of which there is no anti-creeper under the pointer already, and is also unable to create anti-creeper in space. Well, there's no need for buildings. The only things we need are reader and cursor. As we have both of these already, we can now start playing. Good luck and have fun. Alright. So, first things first, I have flatten the AC automatically on. Of course, we're going to turn that off. As you can see in the bottom left, you can see that the AC is just building up. But it's also mainly because of the breeder for now. Cursor isn't doing too much yet. But as you can see, the piles are getting more and more distinct now. So of course, we gotta get to that breeder train, right? Of course, you want to probably do top-down mode for this as well, but then again, that makes you not able to see the waves. It's sort of not fun, but hey, you know. So we've pretty much denied this, and we'll be able to get that breeder train now. Do a little bit of that. So of course, gotta continue along. We can go anywhere we want with this. So long, and as long as we hold it, we make AC happen. So now we're gonna go ahead and deny this breeder terrain real quick. Deny the breeder terrain. I believe there's breeder terrain here. Yep, okay. So yeah, there's some strategizing to this, but it's an early version, so I expect them to get more complicated later down the line. Also have other types of game modes to show because people are getting pretty creative with Creeper World 4 despite, I suppose it's been out for a couple months at this point, so there's been a lot more support implemented for making your own unique game modes. There's also some returning game modes from Creeper World 3 as well, which is always nice to see. We had some early implementations of, what was it called? CSM, which was I think CSM and PAC. So, yeah, let's play as creeper maps and also Colonies style maps. Where I mean, I'm not sure if I remember it specifically enough to describe what CSM is. I believe it's where you try to control AC, but I could be wrong. Sort of similar to this, but you only have the flow of AC to handle, and I might showcase that later as well. So of course we're just going towards the breeder because that helps us right now. Of course eventually we're just going to deny everything here anyway. And there we go. Deny the stash now. Deny this breeder. Yeah, you have to be careful here because sometimes when you're not using top-down mode, you can be hovering over tiles that aren't really eligible to breed AC. But yeah, this is one of the variations of unique game modes that are applicable now. In fact, I'll make this a bit transparent just so I can, oops, not me outline, so I can see this a little bit better. Yeah, so I guess we go for the denial. Either way. And of course, if you don't want to wait, you could also speed it up. I'll speed it up here to 2x at this point. So I don't want to stay here too long, of course. I'm just trying to showcase the mode. Because I found it really interesting. But, you know, there's a lot of potential here, and I look forward to more maps like this. Either way, this is why it's going to be a quicker video than usual. Alright, let's turn it this way. Go for that breeder. At this point, they're also getting more creeper as the map progresses. As a whole, this just shows the whole concept. From here, we may as well just go ahead and deny that area now. Make sure our cursor's actually doing something. That's the problem with this. Do some top down here. Just try and spread out all across. It's pretty strong. So we were met with some resistance there. Of course, now our AC is spiking pretty distinctly and visually. Could also just cut across. Why not? Just get that breeder on our side and then go ahead and deny this again. This time we should overwhelm. Of course, we want to take out the entire area because that does increase your power level. It's always a good thing. Of course, now we're in the final two areas. We'll make the creeper not transparent anymore. Alright, so now that we're on this cliff, go ahead and do this. Okay. This part is going to take a little bit because there's a bunch of creeper piled up now. Oh, we have an opening. So now we leave our AC behind and claim this breeder with our cursor only. Of course, I'll do top-down mode at this point. It's more convenient. And of course, I could flatten AC and all this, but well, we have a bastion here, but it's going to take a little bit longer. Let's see. Come on. Just break through all of this. Yeah, hopefully I'm having my cursor capturing, but I think it was visible last times I recorded this game, so it shouldn't be an issue. Now we can go towards the stash and the breeder terrain out here. Let's try and spread out. Oh, don't want this happening though. Okay. We want it to be in our favor, not theirs. The breeder terrain. The flip breeder terrain, that is. Now we deny the stash. And now we move on to the last area. Which probably shouldn't even be difficult at this point. It is 10, but so slightly larger than default size, but we just automatically conquered it. Not bad, right? Get this nice little amount of anti-creeper you can mess around with still while you wait. Now, of course, this is a initial look at the map. Well, of course, I'll resubmit that score. Don't remember even. Let's see. I was slightly faster. That's fine. Either way, let's move to Cursor 2. Complicated. You asked for this, so I guess I'll give you what you asked for. Other than the more CSM-like terrain, this plays exactly like the first Cursor level, but with some new tricks. This level should keep you busy for a while. We'll see about that. Of course, did have to use a save. I had to do some experimenting there. Anti-creeper gets created at your cursor if there's already anti-creeper there. And this is okay. I'm kind of feeling lazy, so yeah, you're not getting any new stuff with this level. You can create anti-creeper in void, even if there's the chalice. You can make anti-creeper overflow into the void though, since void height is only 500 instead of 2147. As advised to use top-down mode, the regular camera will also work fine. The Rift Lab is only there to allow you to nullify enemies. Land in and build nullifiers when needed. Aside from that, you can just ignore the Rift Lab. Certainly, we'll just put it here, I guess. Of course, we'll turn off flat and AC. So let's claim more area here. Do have a spore tower that's about to fire, but we'll pay it no mind for now. What we want instead is to get this breeder terrain out here. Just slowly follow along. Also do. Actually, I'll avoid doing 2x for now for a good reason. The reason being is that the hold base objective is out here, and we sort of need to protect it eventually. But what we want to do is get as much area as possible before the hold base objective is in danger. The spore does fire, and it is going to land in that very annoying spot. Hold the breeder terrain in there. Of course, it also does make eggs. What we want is area. Of course, I do not believe the hold base objective is in danger yet. But we'll claim this area for ourselves really quickly. This is unfortunate timing, but we should be able to withhold. Maybe not. Maybe? Okay, we broke through. Just get to the flip breeder train so we can get that on our side. Alright, let's see how the hold base is doing. Not too bad, actually. So go back. Could also pay attention to the mini-map for that. It also should give off a audio indicator that it's in danger. Either way, let's keep going. Let's actually claim this area now. Let's go right through the middle. Now, of course, top-down mode was recommended, but I am not doing that. You know, for the sake of looking at the waves, I suppose. Yeah, it's not in danger yet either. Okay. So nice little balancing act here. Change up the mode a little. Of course, let's pause it here for a little bit because I need to add towers to get to that spore tower. In fact, I'll just move this here instead. Keep adding that AC. Oh right, we should probably get to this. Don't want to forget about this little spot. That spot does in fact have breeder. More so, it's just more area to claim. Okay. Once we get past this absorbent terrain, should be fine. Let's check on the flip. Oh, it's getting damaged a little. Secured a little bit more. Just wait. Just wait a little bit. Now, a thing that this spore launcher is gonna do is obviously have eggs explode on us. And they have quite the payload. That nullifier is probably gonna go down. I'm not even gonna bother. Oh, maybe I should bother. Oh wow, okay. The whole base objective is going down though. So yeah, that's the audio indicator. Let's protect it a little bit. If we get this nullifier down and it doesn't make an egg, we should be set. Alright, no eggs on the field. Wonderful. Just go along the edge, make sure the whole objective is doing okay. Of course, it's probably yellow. Yeah, okay, so there's also more flip breeder on the other side. Yeah, that's a bit close for comfort. Does happen though. We'll put a little bit more on that this time around. So we only have to protect that for 15 minutes, but that's why it's going to be annoying for another 10. So keep you on your toes. I mean, initially I didn't like it, but at the same time, it's only 15 minutes, so just gotta make sure you're attentive to the fact that there's creeper there. Okay. Also, the whole absorbent terrain here kind of annoys you a lot more than you think. I'm pretty sure there's more damage to the creeper because it's just around you. The whole point is just to weaken your position. I'm gonna avoid that spot for now. I'm just gonna go over here instead. See if there's any. Okay, we do have flip over here. Let's try and claim the flip for ourselves. Just cut through here so we can spread faster. And just cut off the resistance as well. There's more surface area for our anti-creeper to do work in. Of course, the stash is 10% full now. So yeah, we'll be using top-down and other, well, just top-down or just side view. Or actually, it's not really side view, it's more like 45-degree, but you know. Side view's more of a Creeper 2 thing, Creeper World 2 thing. At least that's how I would define it, so. Anyway, let's move across here. Hope. A chance. Get that for ourselves. Not bad at all. So our hold base has been sufficiently held for 8 minutes now. We've got quite the amount of area now as well. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of potential here. With only adding a emitter, a stash, and or a bunch of stashes and spore launcher, it does change it quite a bit. This makes it more difficult than just the first map that we went through. Could probably just cross over past that wall, but I want to get the stash out of here instead. Or maybe I want to keep this emitter. Well, no, because I need the power as well. So that's sort of an issue is that we can't really take advantage of the mint mode turning off. So the stronger we get, the stronger the more creeper is on the other side of that hold base. But if we don't get more area, then we don't get stronger, right? That should be sufficient at this point. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that more than likely. So we still have that area that we're not dealing with yet, because it is treacherous. It's going to take a while to get rid of as well, which I'm just going to avoid until probably second to last thing I do is that area. This will be the final area. Just mainly, I mean, we need all the strength we can get. So here we go. This is another area that's going to be in our control very shortly. That's unfortunate, but we should be able to overpower that breeder terrain at this point, despite it being 173. It's just like we're a constant, we're a constantly active breeder terrain, pretty much. Which is probably how it's programmed, to be fair. Registers the cursor as a breeder terrain in some fashion, just always active. Alright, let's get to this other side then. Not sure if this was, well, probably intentional, but let's actually go to top-down mode and see where we can, yeah, there we go. Get more and more breeder. So I'll stop that hold base from being a nuisance. Because this stops the supply of one lane of creeper from there. Now we just cut through the middle. Probably won't go all the way. Depends on how well the AC does. Nope. Because we want to keep the breeder on our side as well. course, I presume that the strength of our AC has been tuned a little bit, because on the other map it was pretty much over by before the second area. The second to last area, I should say, to clarify. So whole base is at 12 minutes and 30 seconds now, so that should be almost done. Okay, that's gotten rid of. We got this area, but that's kind of, I think, connected to the digitalis, so no point in doing that. Just cut this off now. Because there's no supply there, so we may as well just take it for ourselves. That'll give us a supply of AC. So that stash is about to go off. It's roughly 75% of the way there at this point. Can also just do, don't need top-down mode for this part specifically. Probably need it for the second to last area I mentioned earlier. Okay, so that's done. Nice. Okay, now we can move forward with this second to last area that I've mentioned numerous times now, I guess. There's no point in repeating myself at this point. Okay, so that stash will go off. Just claim this area for ourselves. Surround the rim, why not? Alright, that's one to ourselves. Cut through the middle again, get this cauldron, I suppose. I would call it a, well, I mean, it's probably a man-made cauldron by the looks of it. My stash is about to go. We're sort of waiting on that. The reason why we're waiting on that is so we can actually take advantage of that. So of course, with that hold objective, we could rift jump. But I know myself, and I know that I will do all the objectives. Unless it's impossible to do so. Because optional objectives can be impossible to do. And that's kind of unfortunate that that's allowed, but okay. I did not make the game. But I suppose it is what it is at this rate. Okay, so we've claimed that area. I will make sure to hold the base anyway. Why not? Why not? So at this point, there's a lot of creeper in that area. Do not know what that blinding effect is. I don't know. It's like a frame of just a white square or something. I don't know what that is. Okay. I'll have to look back at that in the footage and see if it comes up again. Sorry. Oh, the whole base is probably gone at this point. Oh, maybe not. Okay. We've managed to save it twice now. Now we'll have vision of it as well. So of course, this one has a bit of an interesting mechanic at the end that I have to save and load once or twice just to figure it out, see if it was actually possible. It took me quite a bit of time to figure that out as well. Yeah, there it is again. I don't know what that is. Not entirely sure. Either way, let's get as much area as possible before we continue. Make sure most of this area is still used. Okay. So of course now we'll move the command node. I would be wondering, why am I moving the command node? Well, it's some kind of command, or I guess it's a Rift Lab trickery. I say command node, command HQ. I mean, I'm just saying a lot of stuff at this point. I used to call them command centers just because I played StarCraft 1 so much that, you know, it just comes more naturally to me. I mean, it is really a command center looking thing. Especially this version. It's like a prototype version. Either way, let's wait for these towers to finish. Now, what I would want to do here is a bit tricky in itself. The idea here would be try and get a spot. Top-down view, of course. Alright, I should probably hover over EC while I'm doing this. Okay. Oh. So, we have to breach through this digitalis and get to that little square right here for now. So at this point, we should be doing more damage to the creeper than it is to us. But we don't want to lose this area as well. So then we cut across yet again. To get closer to the emitter. And then we pause, move the Rift Lab, put the nullifier inside the circle, and then listen to the screams of the Rift Lab because it likes to make that noise when it gets damaged. But at least it has 100 storage, right? Of course, the stash might go off at this point, but we want to make sure this nullifier goes off. At this point, we also don't care about the spore launcher that is now probably not nullified, or at some point will not be. Of course, we'll be getting those indicators. Oh, actually, we have a connection here, too. That's convenient. So I guess the spore launcher will not go off again anyway. Anyways, we should have enough health on the Rift Lab to actually do this. Actually, let's not do that, because I don't want to lose this nullifier. Alright, it did fire, actually. Because the packet speed was too slow. Then this gets fed. Keep protecting it for as long as possible. Get the Rift Lab out of here just so it doesn't have to beep too much longer. Move it close anyway. We don't want it going too far. So we need to feed the nullifier still. That's gonna go away now. Oops. That's kind of badly timed, oh well. I hope rematerialization's fast enough for this then. And at that point we get our health back. So now we pause. Feed that nullifier again, but now we have to get it to full again. Protect the command node. Alright. The digitalis will still damage it, of course. But at this point, we should be fine. Okay, now we just got reclaim to do. Let's start with this area yet again. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky mechanic at first. I didn't consider it until about 10 or 20 minutes into the map. At this point, it was a stalemate. It was a stalemate, and I couldn't figure it out until pretty much 15 or 20 minutes had elapsed. It's a facepalm moment, pretty much. So I should have been able to figure this out, but I ultimately didn't. Or at least not as quick as I should have. Oh, the hold base. Oh, I want this still. Go away. You're not taking the hold base away from me despite it not having any use right now. Well, I suppose it's a bashing of attack now. Of the tower. No. So I'd like to do. Whoops, not F8, F9 is what I meant to hit. That stash is going to go off again, but not as effective as it once was. I'll just go ahead and also do top-down mode to get that. And let's just pay the stash a visit real quick. The rest of the creeper on the voice should just evaporate. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, that is the end of Cursor 2. Going by complicated. Which, I mean, at the end, definitely was complicated. Alright, we'll just wait for this to charge up again. Okay. Well, that is it for today's episode. Of course, if you enjoyed this genre of Creeper World, I recommend visiting these 2 levels by TrickyCorp. And nonetheless, if you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for watching. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I'll see you in the next one. Farewell for now.